Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Edjuenka, and we have a fantastic program this evening. We're going to have two segments. First, we're going to have a young brother discussing, talking about a new organization, Little Speakers Touch, that is going to help to build self-esteem, confidence, give educated manners to young people. And talk about how that came about, what's the goals and objectives, and how important it is to our community. We're going to talk about some social issues. Then after that, we're going to have Minister of Communications and Works, Honorable Mark Vanterpool, and we're going to be discussing the Cruise Spared Development Project. And of course, we know there's a lot to talk about in that regard, and a lot of questions to be answered, to be asked and answered. So you tell all your friends, call up. We're going to be streaming live on jtvlive.net, so everybody can tune in. Those Virgin Islanders at home and those Virgin Islands around the world, wherever they are. So you give them a call and let them know they can tune into Spotlight. It's going to be really important tonight. So keep it locked right here. We're going to come right back with Brother Bevin George, one of the founders of Little Speakers Touch, right after these words from our sponsors.
This program is sponsored by the law firm of J.S. Archibald & Co. and by the trust company J.S. Archibald Trust Services Limited, both of Roadtown, Tortola, BVI.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'll just go straight to my guest, Brother Bevin George. Welcome. Good to see you, my brother.
Good night.
Yes. Little Speakers Touch. That's an interesting name. First, before you tell us about the name, what is the organization about?
Little Speakers Touch is a youth empowerment program where we and our speech communication for young children. It really started off as like to teach children how to speak properly, like maybe the speech choirs, like an after-school program. But when we launched our first program, the Shape Up program for the girls, and we realized that the community really needs the youth need some empowerment, because if you look at it right now, everything negative. If you keep hearing negative every day, what the most likely thing you think will happen? In your actions going to become negative.
Yeah. Now, you're one of the founders, and your wife is the co-founder.
Yeah.
Right? And I think she's the one that's really...
Yeah, she's Little Speakers Touch. She's just a helper.
She's just a helper. She's the one. She couldn't be here with us tonight. So, of course...
I got to fill in.
You got to step up.
Yeah.
But... I mean, Little Speakers Touch is a brilliant idea, in that, as you say, so many of our young people seem to be suffering from self-esteem, and you see it in their parents, and you see it from, like we say in East End, from small.
Yeah, you see it because we had a program. It was a mix of girls, different, because how we wanted it, we didn't want just because you have money, your children come. So we went to try to get sponsors for it. So we went and got like different girls from all range of girls, all private school, everybody. And you put them in a setting, and you see how these girls interact with each other. First time they meet each other, and it was like, what? So where did this stigma come from? Like,
so when you got them together, you saw like a positive interaction.
Yeah, like, and they bright girls, myself. You had these girls, we put them on the spot, come up with these different ideas. You put them in groups, they walk together. So that's how I say, I thought our future was bad, but if you really give the young people a chance, we really shine.
So you're saying that it's not that the youngsters don't have the qualities or the potential to be great, it's just that
we have the opportunity.
And we need to train them.
Yeah. Okay. And one of the reasons to why I really push in the program, and we had wanted to have the boys program, but because of location, and they had all of these different summer programs, we were really conflicting, and we want the boys program to be done properly. Because we don't want we want the same thing with the girls. We want all kind of boys to come to the program because the men in the society need uplifting.
The name Little Speakers Touch, where that come from? Because it sounds like small children.
Yeah, that's where it really come from for us, because our main problem was, you know, when you go to the Queen show, you have some little children who dragging, or you go to a classroom, especially our public schools. In our public school, they're good schools, you know, but everybody feel because we don't speak Yanking or speaking however, like,
quote unquote proper English,
like they're dumb.
Yes.
So she had a problem with, like, if you want, you need to learn to speak to get a job. You need to have self-confidence to get a job. You might be able to know how to do the work. So she's saying, let us teach the children first, because when you reach adult, you have to train an adult.
Yes.
So if you catch them in them small, so Little Speakers. And if you look at the logo, you have a little boy by a podium. His head could barely reach over the podium, and you see two hand them there, and that's the Little Speaker.
Yeah. Now, it was interesting because the concept when Little Speakers Touch is that your dialect or the way we speak is not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But and I know you feel comfortable speaking how you're speaking, and I feel more comfortable speaking in my dialect than trying to speak properly.
Yeah.
Even though I can speak properly when I have to, but when they come down, when you meet your friends, and you know, it's like you don't have to think to talk.
Yeah.
You just talk naturally. But Little Speakers Touch is saying, yes, that's great, and yes, we should keep our dialect, but situations that requires proper standard in English.
Yeah.
And but should we be ashamed of our dialect? Because people don't call up and say, well, you know, they've been speaking like a regular Langluk man, and you know, but he teaching people how to speak properly. It's sort of like, you know, people gonna feel it's something's wrong with that. What you have to say to that?
I can only be myself. At this program, we're teaching the children to be themselves as well. So if my Langluk talk, that's me. You can't change that out of me, and I can never change. You can't change that out of me.
Don't care where you go.
Yeah, no matter where I go.
Yeah.
I went to States, people like, what he say? I had to stop, like, retract myself and talk slower, and so they can understand.
Yeah.
But sometimes I remember when I went to Miami, and I went in a barber shop, I didn't understand nothing the man was saying in there. And I was like, these men speaking English? And it's just totally different. Your dialect is your dialect.
Yeah.
That's just how you is. So I don't care where in the world you go. Everybody have their dialect, and it's for you to understand what's going on.
You should be proud of it. I actually had a similar experience in New York, because when I went to New York first, I couldn't understand what the people in New York Yankee were saying.
And they're speaking proper, and they're speaking normal.
They're speaking, yeah. And some of them don't even speak proper. They don't even speak proper English. They you know, you hear, yeah man, you is, and yeah, you know, they don't even speak proper English. But that's their dialect, and to us it sounds better than ours because we don't have the pride in ours that they have in theirs.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. Yeah. But then I had to learn to yank though.
If you don't yank, they ain't understand.
You ain't understand, yeah.
Yes.
But then now every time I came home, the guy used to say, well, you know, Punchy, how come you gone to stay so long, and when you come back, you still you don't yank. And then some people, they go to stay for 6 months and they come back and they yanking already. Yeah. But I never give up. With my dialect, I feel comfortable. But again, there's a time for that. Yeah. And there's a time to speak proper English. Now, one of the things that we notice with young people now is that like they don't have the etiquette and the manners that we grew up with. You know, is that something that's going to be taught in Little Speakers Touch as well? That's
one of at the girls program. They learn how to set tables, and they learn table etiquette. The boys program, they wouldn't be learning how to set up table, but they'll be learning how to what fork and spoon to use when you go out to dinner, because you'd never know when you might be able to go out to dinner. Just because you grew up poor, you never know who might bless you or carry you away. You don't know what position you might end up in, and you might go to a fancy restaurant. You got all these forks.
And they'll have a lot of
And, and you need to know. Imagine you go in and you eat a salad. You take up the fork, you put it your entree with.
You do the big fork, you do the little fork.
Instead of the little one. And they'll be like, where this boy come from? He come from the bush?
That's true. I know exactly. I know exactly what
so
you
we
mean.
just...
But why you're not teaching boys to set table? Why you got that? Like this a man thing and a woman thing? What that's about?
Why?
Let me put it this way. Do you believe that perhaps the boys are not being raised to be men, and we need to, raise the boys in a way where they have a strong personality?
The boys program, we really want to show a boy how to be a man. The boys program is named Man Up. You have to man up. In this program, the boys going to be learning the similar stuff to the girls, but they having entrepreneurship. Try to get that spirit back, because every time you listen to them, man, I want to do my own business. I want to do this, but they don't know how. So this is in this program, we will giving them an opportunity to learn how to do a business plan, where you're going, how to get the funding. If you want an idea, you have to go for it. You just can't say I want to do something. You have to move on it. So that's what we try to give them, that kind of self-esteem.
So your business is not going to come to you. It's not. It's not a situation where you sit down.
Yeah, you have to go for it. You can't just say, man, I want to open a car wash. I want to sell this. You have to go and find customers. You have to go set up your business properly. You have to work.
Yeah.
The thing ain't come. Money ain't come just like that.
That's a good point, because a lot of us, we want to open our business and we open up our doors.
And that's it. We think the customer ain't coming.
Yeah, we sit back and we relax and wait for money to drop in our lap.
Nah, it don't work so.
No, it don't work so.
And the most thing too, with the boys program, the boy need to know his role in society. For somewhere down the line, I tired of hearing people saying, oh, the young people them this, the young people them that. If you got a child and you don't train your child the right way, and you say he going on the road and he doing something different, who fault that for? Ain't your fault?
Yeah.
Ain't the older head's fault?
But we ain't accepting it.
But so we know in this program we trying to say, look, if the older heads drop the ball, okay, I drop the ball. The ball ain't dropping no more. So we got to come and stop it, and we're gonna start with this generation.
So as young people, and you're a young person yourself, you and your wife are a young couple. As young people, you're saying that, well, the older generation perhaps missed the opportunity to teach their children what was supposed to be taught to them. But since you found out what's supposed to be taught, you're going to open up a program where you're going to make sure that young men...
Yeah, because most men need to know their role. Your role as
what do you think the role of a man is? That's an interesting topic. Your
role as a man, you should be the leader of the society. Right now, women taking over. If you really look at it, look at all the permanent secretaries. Look, only the politician them is males, but look at managers for different firms, lawyers. It's just woman. And look at the graduation we just got some days ago. 200 and something students, 47 male.
Yeah.
I was like,
that can't work.
I was like, what? So where we is? That was so shocking to me. I was like, nah, man, something wrong here, and that's why we need to do that.
What impact do you think that's a situation like that will have on a society, where we find that well young men are not available?
You'll find more dysfunctional families, to me, and you'll see the crime rate start to increase. And the boys, wherever them is, they see them start to cling together and build a brotherly bond. And most of the time, when them clinging together, negativity going
it's not usually for a positive cause.
Nah. Yeah. So you might see them come together. One might end up getting a gun, or they see them start to rap. But now, if they have a positive, because really and truly, you don't really have much male positive role models, you ain't really seeing them. So this program now, we'll try to show them what a man's supposed to be.
Now, you're mostly focusing on the young ladies now. The men program, that's an idea, and that's coming on stream, but that's not up and running right now. The young ladies program is up and running?
Well, that's the one what already gone. Right now we're doing, we're partnering with Youth Affairs and Sports to do the after school programs for like speech. They had a public speaking program on their list of after school activities, but nobody was ever teaching it. So we just take the opportunity to go to them, and instead of just starting our own after school program, we'll partner with you and we set up the pilot. So we're doing the pilot program now.
And that pilot program consists of what?
Each school will have like a speech choirs. Speech choirs meaning like choirs like the we had one for Leonora Delville at their prize giving ceremony. That was the first one, where they gave out where they did a speech on Psalms 23, and we mix it up. So speech choir will be like a choir. Instead of singing, you're speaking, and you're giving it in a dramatic thing. But while at the same program, after school program, they learning different speeches, and they learning how to when to use the different speeches, how to write the different speeches. It'll be like a speech class. So when you go to college, they might be familiar with the same speech class as
so you're learning persuasive speech, informative speech,
all those
different kinds of speeches, and then you're learning how to present them as well, and you're developing the confidence to deliver.
Mostly is to build confidence, because we need confident people. You tell somebody, go speak in front of the crowd, like,
not me.
Not me. You go to a meeting, like a political public meeting, people don't come. Why? I don't want nobody see me. You come anywhere,
everybody hiding. Yeah. But
when they go behind closed doors, everybody got something to say. So we're trying to build that generation. No, I can tell you what I got to tell you. I can open my mouth. I ain't afraid to speak in public.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back after these words from our sponsors. Don't go up, we'll be right back. The minister's coming up in the next 10-15 minutes or so you keep it locked right here. Spotlight. We're going to be right back after these words.
Spotlight is brought to you by Bolo's High-Tech Printery, Virgin Island Motors, and Clarence Thomas Limited.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Mejuenka, and I'm here with Bevan George. We're having a discussion about Little Speakers Touch. It's a new program that Bevan and his wife Stephanie started to help build self-confidence, self-esteem, teach manners, etiquette to young people, particularly young boys and young girls. And if you've just joined us, we hope you could catch us and catch up on what you missed on GTVlive.net. Now, the children, what ages are you going to be working with? You and Stephanie going to be working with?
Well, for the programs like the boys program and the girls program, we're targeting ages 10 to 18. Some people might say, why 10? 10 years old, that's the point where you could get break or get made.
Okay.
Because 10 years old right now, they know more than years of 40.
They're out on the street doing things. Yeah.
So, catch them from while I'm young.
Okay. And is it going to be a situation where young people are going to be coming to you, or are you going to be going to them? How is the program going to be conducted?
The after school programs, we're working through Youth Affairs and Sports. So we'll be going to the different schools. We were trying to do it, some of them were doing it this term, but since it was like last minute, the end of the term, next year, September, we'll be going to specific schools. So we'll be properly set up.
You mean this year, September?
Yeah, I mean, this year, September.
Next school term?
Yeah, next school term.
Yes, okay.
So next school term will be a better laid out, proper program, after school program. The only one where we were really strong in was Leonora Delville. we went to Francis Letson, and we were going to Sea Causeway and Altiscaliff, but because it was already like late in the school term, it was very difficult to get those schools on board as quick. But Leonora Delville was the first one to have the speech choir, and they did a performance at the prize giving ceremony. But for the other programs now, if you want to, when we have them, we'll advertise, we'll give the different locations, and to get registration you could contact Stephanie at 443-5301 or email us at littlespeakerstouch@gmail.com.
Okay, so that's 443-5301, littlespeakerstouch@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay.
That's when we have the programs like shape up, and we'll be having weekend conferences too. We want to go all over the island. All will be starting in September properly, when we really plan it out properly. Because this time we just start in April, so we really had enough time to get everything straightened out.
So when you say you're going through the islands to do weekend conferences, where you're going to go to the schools, to the churches? Where
we might use different community centers, different churches, just to have like a little small weekend. You pay maybe a $20 fee. It can be all day, just on specific things. Like, let's say one day we have self-esteem, raising your self-esteem. You as I can't remember what she does call it. Your aura, yourself, your aura, your feelings. Because people need to learn to control their feelings. Our feelings is what going to destroy us. So we're going to teach the children about different
controlling emotions.
Controlling emotions. Not getting too angry.
Anger management. Conflict resolution. Yeah. Those kind of things.
Different. If you want to do like the same thing with the entrepreneurship, have different programs. Saving, we call it financial planning. Our children should learn financial planning. I learned it. My parents teach it to me. I always don't spend all your money. Save a little bit. That's how I go. So
if you feel that these things should be learned at a very early age, and
so you can know, because if you learn it smart, and you continually hear this thing, it can become a habit, and it's a good habit to have. If you learn that, hey, if you have $10, put $5 aside. Don't spend all 10. You keep that child keep hearing it. When he come out on his own, he'll be like, yeah, I can't spend all my money on this. I gotta put some aside. So it's just trying to build good habits.
Okay. And when you say self-esteem, what process is being used to build esteem? What sort of things do you think that we need to know as young people or children that would help us to raise our esteem? What sort of things did you learn when you were growing up that make you the young man that you are today, and with the confidence, and you could see that you're fearless, you don't care, you're just doing it. Whatever you could do, you're going to do, and that's how it is.
Well, for me, it's a lot of different things. I don't just operate. I just do things with a purpose. And from the time I was small, for like 11, my father had me walking. So I had to learn that responsibility of walking. If I want something, I work for it. He didn't just spoil me like that. So I learned that early. My mother, we had to iron our own clothes, cook our own food. She cooking on Sunday, brother. The rest of the week, we got to learn to cook, iron. So that's how I raised up. And I used to read a lot of I never liked BET. I never liked this stereotype following fashion. I always want to be my own person. I never like to follow no company, me following nobody, because I ain't want to go to jail. If I want to do something, I do it because I want to do it. You understand? So I was a headstrong. Come up with that.
So is that something that you learn from your parents? You see them doing, they taught you, they purposefully said to you, Bevin, listen, don't follow the crowd, because that's dangerous. You need to, was that something that your parents taught you? Because I know my father.
She used to say, don't follow. Yeah, don't be, don't follow no company. But I always different. I never really like follow company. And if I wanted to do something, my first public speaking, I think, is when I had to speak for graduation from class 5. That was my first time speaking in public. And when I went to high school, I joined a drama club. So that again built more public, my confidence in being in front of people. Because when you're really in front of people, you controlling the crowd, Because they don't know if you make a mistake, they don't know nothing. They just down there and have
so a lot of the fears that we have in addressing gatherings, people generally, is something that we don't bring on ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, within something that is real.
It ain't real. Because half the time people ain't studying you, They just watching you to see what you're going to say. So if you could get their attention, because in drama we learn, you don't ever come out. Your body language got to be, and you ready, like you shining a light, and make sure your light always shining out. So that's what we want to teach the children.
Okay.
So because from time you go in an interview, from there people turn out.
You don't lose.
Yeah, you don't lose. Because people like, what happened to you? Are you frightened?
You don't have no confidence.
No confidence.
Nobody don't want to deal with people who don't have confidence.
You don't see most of the time people could talk. Everybody around them, they mean talking not make sense.
But just
everybody around them because
they have the confidence.
They push those in that confidence.
They push it, yeah.
And we just want to raise everybody's confidence level for the positive, not the negative. Because the negative easy to go. You on a thin line. You are that what we walking on. Good and evil. Tin.
And we have to constantly be showing our young people,
hey, this is the right.
This is the right. This is positive side.
Okay. And they need to see examples. You can't preach one thing and do another. You need to see that strong example.
So now, when you go down to the schools, that's going to be after the school hours.
After school hours.
After school
Not
hours.
during school, because it's an after school program.
Okay. So is it going to be a situation where you go to one school this week, or are you going to expand where several persons such as yourself with the knowledge and the information
for now,
how is that going to work?
For now, we're trying to get youth affairs and sports since we're piloting it, we just want to get a foundation there. So if we leave, anybody else could just come and teach the program. It don't necessarily have to be us. So that's all we're really doing. So you don't have to pay. It's an after school program. You just go, you sign up with the schools, tell the teachers, I want to be in this, because they have a lot of different programs like art and craft, photography, a lot of different stuff.
So there's a lot of schools, there's a lot of after school programs in the schools, things that extracurricular activity.
Yeah, students could apply for.
Okay, so this is going to be another one of those things.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's all it is.
That's cool. And ages from 10 to 18.
That's for all programs.
For your programs. So that means that you're going to be dealing mostly with high school.
Well, we ain't getting high school. Well,
you have a lot of 10-year-olds in
the girls program, it had some from primary school, or they were going to high school. So between that age of going high school and going primary school.
Okay, so between just before the transition.
Yeah, and before, like since the 18, some students in high school 18. And they're coming out, so they're coming out to the workforce. So we had that kind of wide range. Because at one time we had split them up in groups, and we were asking them like, what you would like to talk about? Because at one time we just had a session where speak, let the children speak. God, no matter how you think, the children ain't got nothing to talk about and blah. Children have problems, and they have a lot of issues. Like the 10-year-olds. They were asking like how to deal with bullying. You'll never think that. How to deal with bullying, or the older groups, relationships, how to deal with parents, all those different things, like finding a job.
So we find that a lot of our young people have difficulty relating to their parents.
Most of them, yeah. Because they don't have that kind of relationship. It's like most parents just authoritative instead of like do this. So the child will be like, and they can't go talk to she. They can't go talk to he. They feel like they're afraid. And most of the time, even if you talk, they don't know how to approach the parent, and it's just like maybe you see them acting out, or they just stay.
So they quiet the results themselves,
yeah.
Or they would farm a band with one of their peers.
Yeah.
And as you say, that could lead to gangs and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So you find in developing this program that parenting is a real issue as well.
It's an issue, yeah, but we don't tackle that.
You deal with the result of bad parenting.
And trying to help parents. If you don't know how to deal with a child, maybe wise saying might help them. Because some people, for the girls program, they say they see a change in their daughters. So that means the program was helping.
Okay, that's a.
They say they see some real changes, and they were like, when the next one going to be? When the next one going to be?
That's an important point. So the parents that are not parenting the children, if the children are able to form a relationship, you could get the confidence in the children to form a relationship with the parent, and perhaps even show the parent how to communicate.
Yeah.
It helps the situation.
Yeah.
That's I hadn't looked at it from that perspective. I always look at it from the perspective that adults have to be the parents.
Let's say you never speak to some people never speak to their father. They don't know how to.
I do the take instruction.
Yeah.
Get yelled at.
So now if we give you the tools and show you how to, okay, that's what it is. You find some way, some avenue, you build the confidence to show them, okay, let's go here, let's talk about this, let's do something. Find something to do with your parent. Because parenting, spending quality time with children, that'll help. That's what we lack in love and care in this society. Some children don't feel loved. And you just see them acting out. And they don't feel loved. And what you want them to do? They try to find love somewhere else. You see them go drinking, you want to know why these people are drinking all the time. You got issues. You see how much bad the behavior you have?
Well, you see them they're looking for men all the time, looking for boyfriend all the time. We talk about the young girls with older men.
All that is an issue, and they're coming back from the parents.
They're looking for love. We had having a discussion with Brother Bevin George of Little Speakers Touch. Interesting program that's going to be building self-esteem, confidence, teaching our young people etiquette and manners. It's an after-school program, and Bevin is right now is in which school?
Leonard Delville, fully at Leonard Delville. But at September we'll be at mostly all the different schools. So you just have to check Youth Affairs and Sports. Because we're partnering with them for the after-school program, so you just sign up. You try to go to the principal, and you want to be a part of this program. You like your child to be a part of the program. Have them sign up, and when school is over, they'll be there from maybe I think is from 4 o'clock to 5:45.
I think school ends at what 3:15, 3 o'clock.
But you have a break. You have a break. You don't start
right after school. So you have like a half an hour break.
Yeah, so maybe about 4 o'clock or 3:30 to about 5:45.
Okay, so they could go to Youth Affairs and Sports and register, or they can
call Stephanie at 343-5301, or email us at littlespeakerstouch@gmail.com.
Okay, that's 343-5301. That's definitely.
Or call Youth Affairs and Sports and ask them about the after-school program, public speaking.
That's great. I think it's a great idea, my brother, and I'm glad to see young people stepping up to the plate and really trying to correct some of the challenges that we're facing and raise the youth in a positive way. So I want to congratulate you and Stephanie for the initiative. And when you get things up and running, we'll have you back on Spotlight to talk up some more about the expansion and how it's going and some of the things that you're seeing, some of the challenges that you're having, some of the successes that you're having.
Okay.
Okay, the minister is here. We're going to go to the minister and talk about the cruise fair development. You keep it locked. We're going to come right back after these words, after this brief break. I don't even know how much words from a sponsor, but it's going to be a brief break. We're going to come back with Honorable Mag Vanterpool, Minister of Communication and Work. Stay tuned.
This program is sponsored by the law firm of J.S. Archibald & Co. and by the trust company J.S. Archibald Trust Services Limited, both of Road Town, Tortola, BVI.